Hi everyone! Can you believe we are back? Well, you probably can. It's been a week, but for us, we haven't watched Lost in 3 weeks. We finished season 1, so we're here to discuss a little bit about season 1 to refresh all our memories and to get us excited for season 2, which we're super excited.
So excited!
My first thing I want to say is thank you so much to everyone who's supporting us on Patreon. It's just unbelievable the support that we've gotten, and we were not expecting it. And
you do the little. It's Korean, right? The hearts.
Hearts, kisses, or hearts.
What?
Oh, it's a little heart.
Hearts. Have you never heard of that?
No.
I think it's
make a
Korean.
That's a heart.
Thank you so much.
사랑해.
Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting us on Patreon. If we haven't already, you can help us get to 2 episodes a week by supporting us on Patreon. And so we're here to talk. This is our discussion about season 1. I literally did not plan anything, so we're just going to dive right in and talk about some characters real quick. Refresh your memories on these characters. Let's talk about Jack real quick. His story. Why was he in Australia? What happened with him? Anybody, go.
He was looking for his father.
Yes, he was. And
Oh, yeah.
what else happened in him? What did he do to his father?
He ratted him out.
Yes, good. You
For
remember that.
being drunk during surgery.
Yep. Locke, his story. Somebody else.
Take it away, Zola. That one's a complicated story.
Locke. Yeah.
So his parents tricked him.
Yes.
Got his kidney.
Yes, stole his kidney.
His kidney from him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't know still why he was paralyzed.
That's correct.
We just know that he went to Australia to go on walkabout, and he used to work for a box company.
Yeah.
And
Who owned that box company?
I don't know.
Jack.
Ooh, this is an interesting question.
Jack.
If you remember, Hurley.
Oh, Hurley!
There you go. Hurley
yeah,
owned it.
'cause of the-
Part of the many
I
things that
didn't
Hurley.
know that.
Well,
Yeah,
because
remember-
he won a lot of money.
Yeah, and he had the accountant who was like, your box company burned down or whatever. I don't know if that was the one, but he was telling him all this stuff, and he's like, I had a what? I'm
Yeah.
Oh, and then they denied him his walkabout because he was in a wheelchair. They
Yes.
said he wouldn't be able to do it, and then he got on a plane, and then he lands on the island, and he can walk again.
Yes.
Except for when Boone had to go on the plane.
Interesting. Yes. Very interesting.
yeah, weird stuff.
All right, Audrey, you're up with Kate.
Oh, Kate. Let's see. So she is known for running away from literally everything. And I don't remember. Why did she run away from him?
Remember, we still
She's
don't
wanted, right?
know. Yeah, but we still don't know
Well, yeah,
why
she's
she ran
wanted.
away from home
Well,
or any of that.
yeah.
That's true.
But
And she got her childhood best friend / lover killed when she was trying to escape. And this weird moment happened in the hospital with her mom where she was kind of afraid of her or didn't remember her or something.
That was her mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then she had the whole bank fiasco where she
Yep.
just wanted the little plane, but she
Yep.
tricked the guy and she shot him in the leg. And then she got caught, and then she got on the airplane, and the airplane crashed, and here we are.
And here we are. Yes. Very good. Hassan, let's talk about Saeed.
Saeed. Saeed. Let's see what I can gather. He's part of the Imperial Army. Imperial Guard? What is
The Republican Guard.
Republican Guard. He's smart. He met, what's that girl's name?
Nadia.
Nadia.
No, Russo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Danielle Russo.
Talk about his
Danielle,
life before
so-
the island, but yes, we'll get to
Oh, we're
that.
talking about his life before the island.
If you could- yeah,
I guess
please.
he's from Iraq. He served in the military. He helped this girl he had a crush on escape.
That's correct. He was a torturer.
And then he set up his friend who was going to become a suicide bomber.
Yes, good
Yeah.
memory.
But that guy ended up killing himself instead.
Yep.
And because he felt guilty, he wanted to bury the body traditionally, and then he ended up on that flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good enough. Zola, you're up with Claire.
Poor Claire. She was in Australia. She's from Australia. And then her deadbeat boyfriend told her that it was going to be okay and they could have a baby together. And once the baby was actually almost there, he left.
Bailed.
And then this guy convinced, the psychic or something, convinced her
Yes.
Yes.
that she
Shouldn't
could
have.
safely let a couple in LA adopt her baby.
But they
So
were the
he
only
gave
ones.
her the flight
Yes.
and the money
Mm-hmm.
and told her to get on the plane. And then she landed on the island.
Where she has to raise the baby.
herself.
All right, that's enough of that one. Audrey, real quick, let's do Hurley, your favorite
Yay,
character.
I knew you were gonna say Hurley. Hurley's best. So Hurley was working at a fast food restaurant like we struggling people do, and he won the lottery, and he got lots and lots and lots of money, and then he used these numbers that a guy at a like mental institution hospital was using, which we still don't know why Hurley was there, if he was in there or if he was working or something. Yeah. And he used his numbers, and then he went and asked him about the numbers because they were bringing him, all the people around him, really bad luck, but him really good luck.
Yes.
And then the person freaked out and said, "You've opened the box," or something like that. And so now he's been trying to figure out these numbers, and he went to meet this person in Australia who the numbers kind of originated from, except for he was dead.
Yes,
and it was his wife.
Where did he hear the numbers?
And he heard the numbers through the radio while he was on a ship.
In the Pacific.
16 he was like patrolling or something, right? Like the Coast Guard kind of?
Yes, I think that's what, yeah.
And then he like tried to convince the woman that it was cursed, and then she kind of didn't believe him, but also had lived a terrible life too, so.
Yes, that's enough about Hurley. Great. Also, we learned that Danielle Rousseau also heard those numbers, and that's what brought their turn to investigate, basically.
And also
then she found the radio tower and changed it to her transmission.
Yeah.
And also the numbers were on the hatch.
The numbers were on the hatch, and they were also being broadcast from the island.
They're also on David's AirPods.
They're also on my AirPods. Next person. Okay. Hassan, real quick, I want you to talk about, who have we missed? Michael and Walt, quickly.
Michael and Walt.
Charlie.
Michael is Walt's long-lost father who lost custody of his child because his wife was crazy and evil and self-centered. So she tricked him into giving up custody of the child. Well, she didn't trick him. She kind of forced him. And then she died because her son has this weird power where things just die around him, I guess.
No,
we established that things kind of just come to him. The bird, he was thinking about the bird, and the bird came to him. He was reading the polar bear. And there
which was
Hurley's
comic book.
Yes, we learned that was
weird.
Hurley's comic book. It was in Spanish.
So
go ahead.
he reads about come to him when he's emotionally...
That's kind of what it felt like, yeah.
Like hurt or whatever, or when he's not being hurt. Yeah, that's Walt. He's also kind of crazy.
Because he also knew that somehow there's a hatch, and he told John not to open it.
Not to open it, yeah. And he has a dog that's not really his.
What's the dog's name?
Lassie.
I knew you guys were not going to know the dog's name. Come on, you got
Chip?
it. No, Chip.
Wait, wasn't it?
Buddy.
No.
He was in the very first episode.
Bud Air.
Air Bud.
Air Bud.
Wait,
Bud
who was
Air.
Bud Air. I knew that was
Butt Air? Fart, you mean?
What is the dog's name?
It's Vincent. Oh my gosh.
Vincent.
Vincent.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
it's Vincent. All right.
It's just
All right.
fancy
All right.
dog
All right.
name.
Charlie, your favorite character? Well, it's not your favorite character, but go ahead.
Vincent Van Gogh.
Zola.
Charlie was in Drive Shaft,
Yes.
a super cool band.
Shaft.
And he was in the band with his brother who convinced him to do it, even though Charlie wasn't that into it. His brother got addicted to heroin.
Yes.
Well, no, his brother wasn't addicted. His brother was doing a lot of it.
Right.
And then Charlie, despite his hesitation, did it as well. And then Charlie got addicted to it. And then the band wasn't that popular anymore. And then his brother had a baby with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charlie went to Australia to go ask them for a new,
Sign a new label, right?
Yeah.
Go on tour.
And then his brother was like, I'm not down because I have a family now.
All right,
And
that's
Charlie-
enough. Thank you.
There's so much more about Charlie.
No, there's not. He kicked drugs on the island. That's
Silence!
Okay, we gotta get through this. Audrey, Sun and Jin.
Sun and Jin. So Sun and Jin are in love. Except for when Jin started working for Sun's dad and had to do sketchy things, and she was confused by him and said he wasn't the same, and so she learned English because she was going to run away.
Yes.
And Jin didn't know that, but Jin went and found his father, who was alive.
Yes, he lied.
And his father was like, stop working for this man, make this the last thing you do. And he was gonna go to the US and deliver this watch, but then this guy in the airport came up to him and said, I know what you're doing, and you'll return.
And you'll never be free.
And you'll never be free. And Hassan also didn't leave, but then the plane crashed and drama happened, and that's it.
Drama happened on the island. So we're basically talking about flashbacks real quick. We've got 2 more. Hassan, I know you want to talk about Boone and Shannon. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, Boone and Shannon. Boone
Worst couple in
loves
history.
Shannon. Shannon loves Boone.
They're also siblings.
They're
half
also
siblings.
Step siblings.
All right.
Step siblings, not half siblings.
Not half siblings.
Step siblings.
Question: Why was Shannon scamming Boone out of money? Do you remember this?
For the man she was with.
No, wasn't
No.
it because she wasn't included in the will?
Yes.
And so she didn't have money because she wasn't, I don't know, her stepmom or whatever didn't include, like after whoever it is died, I think her dad died, she wasn't included in the will. And so she didn't have money.
Yep.
And then Boone had access to all the money.
Yep.
And so she was scamming Boone so that she could still get some of that money that she should have been entitled to.
Yes, very good. And Shannon's last name.
Shit, I forgot.
Okay.
Shaughnessy.
Shannon Rutherford.
Rutherford.
Okay.
Boone Carlisle.
Well, Rutherford makes me think about the chemist.
The one who found the atom or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just keep that in mind. Anyways, go
What's
ahead.
Carl-
That
Wow.
changes a lot. I didn't know that she was entitled to a will and she didn't get it.
Yeah.
And
Get
Boone
it.
was her way to get it.
Yeah, that's why she was scamming him.
Oh, so technically she wasn't scamming him.
The guy,
Well,
her
she
boyfriend
was.
said she's just getting what she's owed in the episode.
Yeah. Kind of sucks for her that they didn't include her in the will, that's why.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So she
and then
faked the
Sawyer.
injury?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because she was just trying
But
to
then
get
her
money.
boyfriend
she was
ended up
just
taking the
scamming.
money and running.
Yeah.
The guy?
And that's when they fell in love.
That's when they, did it. Okay, real quick. Sawyer, real quick. Let me recap
Me?
on Sawyer.
His name's not Sawyer.
Yes. What is his real name?
James.
What's his last name?
Bond.
Don't know.
Ford.
Ford.
Ford. James Ford.
James Ford.
Yeah, he was a con man because it happened to him when he was a kid. His parents, he watched his dad kill his mom and then kill himself.
We saw that scene.
And he was hiding under the bed.
Yep.
And so he wrote this letter, but it actually wasn't to him. It was a letter he wrote that he was going to deliver. And then this guy he was working for tricked him into basically being a hitman for him. But he killed him because he thought it was his
Dude, right
Sawyer,
on.
but it wasn't Sawyer.
Nice.
Yep, and he wrote the letter.
I
And he
totally
went to
forgot.
Australia and,
Did you say he wrote the letter?
yeah, he wrote the
Oh, yeah.
letter, yeah.
And he wants to give it to the man. Yeah. Let's talk about season 1 as a whole, story-wise, on the island. That was a great recap of the history of these characters. The island, a lot has happened. There's been a lot of mysteries. So I want to talk about questions that have not been answered by this show, which is a ton. But I want to talk about kind of in order real quick.
In
First of
order.
all, I want to start with you guys. You guys have any lingering questions that you want to have answered by the time this show is over? Also, or maybe in this season, for example. There's been a lot of open-ended questions, a lot of mysteries. So think about them real quick, and anybody just shout them out and talk about them.
I have a big question that I
What's-
want the show to answer.
Go for it.
I want to know who put those numbers up, when, and
On the island?
yeah, like
Okay.
those numbers out.
Okay.
Who put them up? When did it happen? Like, how did it happen? And like, what's linked to them? Like, what power?
Why are they so important?
Yeah, like that's a big
Yeah.
question for me. Like,
Gotcha. The numbers.
yeah, the numbers.
There's so many
Okay, that is a
questions.
big question. All right, next.
I want to know what the black smoke is. And,
The monster.
And the monster thing. And all about Locke and his weird relationship with the island. Because let's
Okay.
face it, he's in a relationship with the island.
The monster is a big one, yeah. Okay.
And why Walt has these weird like powers and why the others seem to know about it because they went after him and got him. So
We do have a big question mark about the others.
yeah, so many questions about the
Um,
others. But we talked about that last time. a
We
lot.
did talk about that a lot. Another one that can you believe it, guys? YouTube, they haven't mentioned a polar bear.
I was,
I was
just about to
about
say
to-
that. You said in order of importance.
No, I said
So
in order of the
I was
show.
gonna get there.
No.
I want to know about the polar bear
It's so
bad.
funny because one of the most common things back when the show came out was like,
It's all I
"Have you
think
seen
about.
Lost? Oh yeah, isn't that show with the polar bear on the island?" That was
That's
like
all I
the thing,
care
and
about.
everybody's like, "When are they going to tell us about the polar bears?
I'm
Why is
just-
there a polar bear on the island?"
All I care about is the polar bear. I really
Okay.
don't care about the
So that
bigger
is true.
questions, honestly.
Okay, who cares? We just got to find out
Who
why
cares?
this
I
polar
just
bear's
wanna-
here, and then the
I really
characters
thought
could just
Danielle
die.
would be the answer to the polar bears, but
So
she
did
wasn't.
Hassan. You thought it was maybe she brought them on her side.
Yeah, I thought they would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
But
the
we know
ship.
her science team was only 5 people or 6.
They could bring a polar bear with them. That's
Could be.
enough people to.
Well, there's multiple.
Yeah.
Sage or Sawyer shot one, and one was attacking Walt.
Yeah, I still want to figure out the connection between, like, Hurley and then, like, the guy at the institution. And,
Yeah.
A little bit more about
and
that.
like, how that guy got the numbers.
He got it from his friend because he was stationed. He heard them.
They said they were both stationed.
They were both stationed.
Oh.
That's why the mental asylum guy
But then
Yeah.
how did he
was
end up...
friends with the other guy.
But how was he in the U.S. and the other guy was in Australia? Like, it's just random.
I guess they both. I mean, if they were,
I guess if, like,
like he could've
didn't
just
she
moved
say
them.
that her husband used them?
No, yeah,
numbers
he
to
used
win the
them
lottery
and he
too?
moved to
And
the
then
middle
they
of
moved?
nowhere
Yeah,
because
so-
they didn't want to like
That makes
affect
sense.
anything else.
Okay, so that's a polar bear is a big mystery. The numbers are a
Why
big
is
mystery.
Locke paralyzed?
Why is
Yeah.
Locke? What did Kate do? That's a great
What
question.
did Kate do?
Is she actually Canadian?
No, she's not. We already know she's not.
We know she's not.
Oh.
Other questions, like for example, there's whispering in the.
Yeah, the
That's
weird
right.
whispering.
Who
Who has Danielle Rousseau's baby, or what happened to it?
What happened
Alex.
to Danielle's baby,
Wait,
which we learned was
was it
a
a
her.
boy or a girl?
We learned was
Girl.
a her.
How
Also,
the heck did the Black Rock end up where it's at?
Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
that's a good question.
And remember, I'm trying to think of what we talked about last time, because we were talking about the hatch. I want to know what's in the hatch. And
What's in the
those
hatch?
tunnels.
That's a big one.
I remember now. So we were talking about at the end of the last season, I was talking about how Locke said it was a slave ship
Yes.
and it was mining.
Yes.
And then there's tunnels on the island.
Yeah.
So I want to know if those are connected.
Okay.
I also want to know if this is some weird like Pangea stuff. Like, but when all the continents were together.
Oh, okay.
And like, is this
That would
island,
explain-
did it like float away? Like, was this actually like closer to Africa?
Because
than
there
it
was a
is
Nigerian
now?
plane on there.
And
as
there's a
well.
Nigerian plane.
Oh yeah, we were saying maybe
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 it's
the
been,
island
like,
itself
moving.
is kind of like a ship and it's been moving around.
Yeah.
Yep. That
And
was a
that's
great
why the Nigerian pilot can be there, the ship
the
can
Black
be
Rock.
there.
Because the ship was from South Africa.
Mozambique is where he suggested.
Mozambique.
But,
East Africa, right?
who knows if Locke
Yeah.
is knowledgeable about that?
Well,
Seems like
he seems.
Seems like
Oh yeah,
he's
and I want to
crazy.
know if Charlie's gonna use the heroin that he took.
I know.
Oh, he took the heroin.
Yeah,
That's
he did.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much more Claire remembers, because we still don't know a lot about Ethan, and so I want to know if Ethan is a part of the original. If Ethan was a part of the group that came and kidnapped Walt.
Oh, and we also don't know
Also,
about
we don't
the
know about
other
Sawyer.
survivors. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the other
boom.
survivors were the survivors the tail end.
yeah, the other side.
Yeah.
And because Rose thinks her husband's still alive, I'm rooting for Rose.
Come
her
on,
husband's
Rose.
alive.
Remember Rose's
I want to
husband's
know
name?
about Rose.
Her name? His name?
Jack.
No.
No,
I
Rose's
quizzed
husband's
you about
name.
this before.
Does it start with the C?
B.
Bob.
Bernard.
Bill.
Bernard!
Bernard.
Good job,
You
Rose.
have a friend named Bernard.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Saint-
he
Bernard.
It's a Saint Bernard.
Bernard, if you're watching, you don't have a friend in Hassan.
Yeah.
All right, and then one last thing. Let's recap the season
Is
finale.
Sawyer
You do
alive
have
though?
a friend in
That's what we
Hassan
gotta know.
Bernard.
Let's recap the season finale. What happened last?
God.
In
Uh,
one
say-
one sentence, we can recap it
Oh
in one
gosh!
sentence.
But you each get a sentence. So
When-
Hassan,
when-
you go first.
Okay.
Recap.
One sentence. Recap the season finale of season 1.
Goodbye, Walt.
All right. I love it. All right.
That was just 2 words. That wasn't even a full sentence.
That was a sentence. Goodbye, Walt. Zola.
I'm gonna quote Jack when he says, "We're gonna have a problem with Locke."
Oh, we're gonna have a lock problem.
That's a good
That's what
one.
he said.
Damn it.
It's a great quote. All right.
The pressure is on. Sorry, I just had a moment where I remembered that one guy exploded, and I like completely forgot about that.
God.
That's your sentence. That was in the finale.
I want to
Yeah,
see
I
our
know.
reaction to that.
Oh, it was great. I went back and
Ew.
watched.
I'm sure we're
I
all
was
like,
so
It was just,
disgusted.
like, you guys jumped. It was just like, oh, like, what the
I didn't
so
expect that
bad
out of
for
this
being
show.
like, why is it?
I don't know. I just felt like this show. I was like, wow, that was.
Yep. Okay, yeah, so
Intense.
your sentence about arts. My sentence is going to be Danielle is a baby snatcher.
Oh
And-
my god, you're gonna say when you stopped at.
Danielle's a baby snatcher, and the numbers are bad.
And the numbers are bad.
Because
Yeah.
Hurley said that over and over again. Wait,
And
stop,
Locke
the
did it
numbers are bad.
anyway.
And Locke did it anyway.
Because we're gonna have a Locke problem.
Thank you guys for watching the season 1 recap. I think they're pretty knowledgeable, right? They know their stuff.
We do.
Yeah.
They know these characters.
I
They
feel
know the
like
story.
you're saying
The Wash
that
made
as
an
like
appearance in the first episode. You're all wrong.
Oh my!
Saying it
I
because
feel
of-
like you're saying it as like a. They know so much, right, guys? And they don't know
They
anything.
do. I'm very grateful for the base that you guys have as we approach season 2. Thanks so much for watching. Season 2, episode 1 will be out very, very soon. We're going to watch it right now. So, bye!
Bye.
I'm going to stop the camera.
And we still don't know about the white shoe.